really bad written dub.
England, murderer! Hold your fire! This man isn't black! What?
But I thought...
Vieni, vieni, Giorno Giovanna! Giorno set! Giorno set!
Hey, and what is going on, guys? It's Money10 here. Welcome back to another YouTube video, guys. Today, as you can see and most likely tell by the title, unless it's a clickbaited title, which I don't do often, but I might. Just depends on how I'm feeling whenever I upload it. But anyway, guys, as you can see, today we will be reading That Time I Got Isekai to Another World in my, with my truck, not in my truck. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be my first read of it. This thing was made by Rant Cafe. You guys don't know what Rant Cafe is? Rant Cafe is basically a place where a few YouTubers get together and they talk about a bunch of different things. They do like videos where they roast each other's tier lists. They do the One Piece Virgin podcast, stuff like that. The people who are normally on it are Nux, All Day Anime or Briggs, and Anime Uproar. But or yeah, Animac from Anime Uproar. But anyway, guys, yeah, those three, and then they normally have like one guest person who comes. But anyway, we're gonna be getting into it. We're gonna read it from the first chapter. Sure, there we go. You're gonna read it from the first chapter. I don't know how far we're gonna go. Maybe we're gonna read all this stuff. It just depends on like how much I can get through. But anyway, chapter 1, prologue. And I'm sorry if I mess up these names, yo. My name is Burrito. My name is Burrito. Burrito Honda Kawazaki. I can't read. I'm sorry. And until today, I was just a normal Japanese salaryman. For 5 years, I worked for the global delivery giant Spamazon, and my job was to drive one of their small delivery trucks throughout Tokyo and the surrounding area. Sometimes I deliver items of value, but most of the time I was delivering video games, body pillows, erotic manga, and sweaty otakus who live in tiny cluttered apartments. That's funny. I was required to hand off the item in person and to get the customer's signature, but I tried to complete the conversation in under 30 seconds. I never made eye contact. Their breathing was always heavy and their hands were sticky and warm. As soon as I gave them their boxes, they ripped them open like wild beasts. Their buggy eyes glazed over once they saw the naked anime girls sprawled on the book's cover, and more than once I was compelled to rush out without the signature as they began to pleasure themselves while I was on their doorstep. In my 28 years of experience, I've never hated anyone except for otakus. Oh dang, as an otaku myself, I mean, I don't do some crazy stuff like that, but I feel hated already. But delivering their packages wasn't the worst of it. Lately, the otakus have been obsessed with isekai, a specific type of story in which the protagonist, usually a reclusive, unwashed pervert like them, is hit by a truck and then transported into a fantasy world where they gain magical powers and become magnets for busty women. It started small at first with 1 or 2 indicates a year, but eventually I was dealing with 2 or 3 of these sweaty idiots jumping out in front of my truck every single week, yo. That's kind of tripping, yo. That is heavily tripping. They were all trying to get isekai'd and a delivery truck was apparently the most reliable way to do it. Oh, yo. They're trying to get this man fired, yo. and they trying to get themselves killed. Meanwhile, I was cleaning up the mess, not to mention the unwanted police attention I received every time an otaku wearing nothing but cat girl underwear that decided to jump out in front of my truck. The police thought that I was some kind of serial killer and that I was deliberately targeting people who weren't contributing anything to society out of some warped sense of justice. But then the number of new isekai series jumped from 2 to 3 per season in more than a dozen, and other truck drivers began to experience similar incidents, so they let me off the hook. Yo, they was really trying to get this man sent to jail. I hated the otaku so much, I was considering a move. My company, Spamazon, had offices all over the world, and I was hoping to get transferred to another country, somewhere far, far away. There was an opening in the Philippines, where I'm sure they never even heard of anime or isekai, and I was all set to go. But that's when disaster struck. One evening, as I was returning from a delivery, I spotted another one. I was stopped at a red light, and there on the sidewalk I saw a grossly overweight loner with thick glasses and stick white stains on his hair. He was looking right at me, and I could tell by his glassy, lustful eye that he was planning to get isekai right there and then. And he was going to use me and my truck to do it. Not again, I said. I'll be damned if I let another otaku bastard ruin my entire week. And on a Friday night of all nights, as the light turned blue, I stepped on the gas, but instead of staying in my lane, I swerved to the right into the lane reserved for cars going in the opposite direction. I didn't see anyone ahead of me, so I thought it would be fine, but the otaku bastard started running after me. I turned to look at him, worried that he might catch up and throw himself under my rear wheels, and those few seconds I took my eyes off the road was all it took. The large transport truck made a left turn from the side street and right into the lane I was occupying. The 18-wheeler had no way of knowing that I would be driving on the wrong side of the road because of my otaku problem. I turned the wheel sharply and tried to swerve out of the way, but it was too late. My beautiful little white truck was smashed by a large transport, and the next thing I knew, I was flying. I thought that at least now I would enjoy eternal rest, forever freed from the otaku nemesis. But that's when the real tragedy took place. Instead of eternal rest, I was transported to another world with my truck. Oh, that gotta hurt, yo. I've been stuck here for 3 hours now. These colors are way too bright. Glowing green grass and trees, and a blinding blue sky. Mystical mountains of different colors, shaped and sizes, stretch across the horizon, and strange, physically impossible creatures are all around me. There was a fat dragon with tiny wings that was somehow still able to fly, a snake with a face of a fox, and stupidest of all, a dog who carried a sword in his mouth. I considered putting the dog out of its misery, but since I was still in my truck, the dog would probably get isekai'd into another world with its sword. Oh, yo. Worse yet, my small white delivery truck gained sentence. I can't read that. Sentence. It speaks, it moves on its own, and it seems to think that it's not a truck at all. The truck is convinced that she's actually a girl, and worst of all, she seems to think that the two of us are in a relationship, an intimate relationship. She says I've been inside her many times. Will this nightmare never end? Or sorry, let me say that like how it's here. Will this nightmare never end? I mean, that's the best I got. But anyway, guys, that is the end of chapter 1, the prologue. I will definitely be doing another video on chapter 2 whenever I'm able. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
E-Lad murderer! Hold your fire! This man is not black.